So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this underwater futuristic home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and there'll also be a link in the description to the online gallery if it's an easier way for you to download things that way. So like I said, this is an underwater futuristic home. Originally this was just going to be some sort of just like, I don't know, just like a modern underwater type of home really, but then when I kind of got onto the interior part, because I did this over a few days, so I did all the exterior, and then just today I came back to kind of finish the whole thing off and do the interior, and then I was kind of looking back at the exterior. I think this actually looks a little bit sort of futuristic, still got that modern theme to it, but also a little bit futuristic. So I was like, okay, well, I haven't really done a futuristic build before, so I was like, okay, let's do that instead. So that's what we're doing today. So this has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and then this kind of, you can say the big sort of glass roof, that's where the kind of main living space is, and the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and the studies all in that room. And I kind of divide it off a little bit, and you'll see that a little bit later once we get onto that. And this build in total only took me about like 35 minutes, which is no time at all really. And underwater builds in general do take me slightly less time because, you know, there's not as much to kind of think about, I suppose, if that makes sense, because you haven't got like all the exterior wall coverings and all the landscaping, and, you know, there's still roofs and stuff, but they're a lot more simpler as well. And what I actually did as well, similar to some other underwater builds I've done in the past, is I used a combination of glass roofs and also the dance floors from Get Together, because I think those kind of add a little bit of variance and it kind of looks nice as well. So, what else was I meant? Oh, that was it. So, you might have seen this underwater tiny home I did a few days ago. Was it last week? I can't really remember. But in that build, I don't think anybody noticed it, but the counters in the kitchen were actually a different colour swatch to the island counters, and I had no idea until a couple of days later after the video had been up. And I was watching back the video, and I was like, oh, those are actually different colour swatches. I was like, so frustrating, because it's like, it's just one of those little things, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't really change it now. Well, I mean, the video had been up for a few days, so I really couldn't change it. But I don't really think, well, it mustn't really be bothering people because nobody picked it up, so it's alright. But what it was like I had these, the countertops from Jungle Adventure, the particular ones I chose, were like slightly darker, and then the island countertops were white. And it was because the glass roof above was kind of changed at the lighting a little bit, which I've noticed in the past, you know, underwater builds I've done, is that when you have a glass roof, it kind of changes up how the lighting works a little bit. So, you know, I don't know if it bothers anybody, but you can change it if you want, if you downloaded that build. So we're now working on the kitchen area. As you can see, I kind of divided it off there with a half wall, and we're just going around. Well, I went ahead and put the oven in the middle of the island, and then realised, as you might have saw me looking, I didn't really have anywhere to put the extractor fan sort of thing, because it's just glass roof above it. So I was like, well, do I change this and put the oven against the wall? But then I was thinking, well, the oven in the middle kind of looks a little bit interesting, and it kind of goes well with this theme, I thought. So I was like, okay, let's just, you know, well, it's not really a necessary thing anyway, so it's alright. And then just below, well, behind it, I suppose, I went ahead and put the dining table here, which is just one of the ones from Jungle Adventure. And it kind of takes up a little less space, actually, the circle table, so I went ahead and put that there. And there's also a little bar area as well, and then we've kind of got like the main living room area, which is sort of in the middle, which we'll be working on next. And yeah, so in this video, well, I'm recording this on the 18th, the voiceover. I think this is going up tomorrow on the 19th, so I don't know if is it? Yeah, I think it is. I've been a little bit all over the place with my schedule this week, so I'm not really too sure, because I did go ahead and do a little bonus video, which was a freelancer apartment build the other day, where we got all those new things. And in that video as well, another thing, I did mention how I used everything from the patch, and again, nobody picked up on it, which is great, but I did actually forget to put the new pencil holder thing. I forgot to put the new bookshelf in as well. Also, I think there's one other thing, so I don't know how I managed to miss all those things, because those are kind of main features about the new build mode items, and for some reason I kind of managed to forget it. So even though I had a list on the side of my screen with all of the details on about the new patch, and I somehow missed it, I don't really know how, but if you wanted to add those back in again, then feel free. And yeah, so we're just adding another little divider wall in here, and I went ahead and put the study on this side, because I kind of didn't really have the option to separate this space off into separate rooms, like the kitchen, the living room and the other area, because of the glass roof above it, so the walls wouldn't really work. So I just went ahead and left it open plan, which is nothing wrong with that. And to kind of divide up the space a little bit, I did go ahead and put one of those divider walls in, as you saw there. I'm not actually too sure what pack that is from. I have a feeling it's from Spa Day or Dine Out or Perfect Patio, one of those three. I'm not really too sure which one. And I actually went ahead and used the Perfect Patio countertops today as well. And then I came to do the cabinets above it, and I realised that that pack doesn't have cabinets with the counters, which is so frustrating. Unless I just missed it, but I'm pretty sure there isn't any cabinets with that kitchen set, which is really frustrating because when that happens, it's just not nice. It was the same, wasn't it, with Jungle Adventure, where we didn't get the island counters, or we didn't get the cabinets? I can't remember which way around it was, but we did get something missing from Jungle Adventure, which was added in an update afterwards. I'm not really too sure which thing was missing, but maybe that'll be updated in the future. I don't really know. It kind of makes sense though, because if it's on the patio, you're not going to really have cabinets above it, but it'd be nice if it was a full kitchen set. Anyway, so we're just working on one of the two bedrooms here. Again, they're not really for any specific type of sim like normal that I do in my builds. It is just fairly neutral, and both of the bedrooms are actually pretty big as well, so they do have their own seating areas, as you saw there, and a few little extra things. And then kind of the bathrooms are in the middle of those two. So it's kind of ensuite bathrooms. Now, I do realise that it's kind of the bathrooms, you have to go through a bedroom to get to them, so maybe not that convenient if you have guests over, but feel free to kind of rearrange things if you need to. You know, the Sims don't really kind of notice that. You know, it's not something that the Sims think about. It's like, oh, we're walking through somebody's bedroom to go to the bathroom, but you know, if that bothers you, then feel free to change it. So like I was saying, how the bedrooms have a few additions to them, like this one here has its own little study area, which we're about to add in next, and we're kind of nearing the end of the build. We're doing a little bit of landscaping at the end. Now, I always kind of struggle to do the landscaping in these underwater builds because it's not really that much room, and kind of with the water as well, it doesn't really work that well sometimes. So there isn't really that much landscaping. I just kind of put trees in the corners of the lot, and then I went ahead and put some of those like, I don't really know what you call them, those really large plants from Jungle Adventure, kind of the low lion plants. I don't really know what you call them, but you'll see them at the end. And yeah, so we've got these two little additions to the side here. Now, I actually attempted this build once before as well, like on the same day and everything, just I kind of did the main shape of it and I wasn't really happy with it because I was trying to get these little octagonal rooms on the side, but it just wasn't really working out. So I tried it again, and so that is kind of the main feature of this build, how this whole build came together with these little octagonal rooms. So I just went ahead and put a few seats in there. It's literally identical in the other room, so I don't go ahead and show that on screen. And it just have a little kind of thing from Get Together as well. And you can see I'm using the kind of fish tank coffee tables from My First Pet stuff, which I haven't used in a long time actually, because I don't really find them to fit that many types of builds. But I thought that, you know, with this being an underwater build, I might as well go ahead and try it today for a change, because it kind of fits well with the theme. So I used that a few times in today's build. So we're just going around now doing the landscaping, and we'll be heading on to the screenshots in just a second. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for other builds or other underwater builds or anything else that you want to see next on the channel, that'd be really helpful to hear. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!